This is a Year 9 Lower Middle Ability English lesson at Hayward Engineering College in Stoke-on-Trent. It is taught by Sarah Hancock. The end of key stage targets for the group range from national curriculum sublevels 5B to 6B. Their current working levels are between 4A and 5A. The students have been doing work about persuasive writing. The lesson aims to secure their abilities to identify how language used by Old Major in Animal Farm is effective in making a strong, persuasive case. The observer is Sid Freeman.
Yesterday, we started to look at our new GCSE text, okay, Animal Farm. And we started to look at Old Major's speech, okay? And we're going to do some close reading of Old Major's speech, and that means we're going to look really closely, and we're going to explain the effect of language. So we're going to look really, really carefully at the words that Old Major uses in his speech, okay? Right, so, what happened? Tell me what happened when Old Major was giving his speech. Somebody set the scene for me. Somebody set the scene for what happened in Old Major's speech. Yes, Jake?
He asked all the animals to grip in the barn, and then he gave a speech to them about how to get rid of man, and then let them have freedom.
Excellent, well done. Yes, he did. Okay, so what was his speech about then? How did he feel about certain things that were going on at the farm? How does he feel about certain things that were going on? Yes, Josh?
He didn't find it appropriate how the animals did all the work, and then they just got killed or traded for nothing, for no reason, that they haven't done anything wrong.
Brilliant. Josh, can you take that a bit further, please, and tell me how he felt the animals were treated while they were alive on the farm?
Not that good as well, like slavery really, how
Brilliant.
they were doing all the jobs.
Brilliant, well done. Okay, what did he want the animals to do? What did he want the animals to do? Let's have someone else. What did he want the animals to do? Zach?
Team together and fight against humans.
He wanted the animals to team together and fight against the humans. Can you remember what word he used to describe that fight?
Man versus beast.
It wasn't man versus beast, it was a specific word that he used to talk about having a fight. Conquer. No, it wasn't conquer. It was with an R. He wanted them to... Josh?
Rebel.
He wanted them to rebel. He wanted a rebellion to happen. Okay, so we've got Old Major, he's giving his speech, and he wants an uprising. He wants the animals to rebel. Okay, you've got some booklets in front of you today, and we've got some success criteria on there. Well, first of all, I've put in the middle of your page what we call a Wordle. But how many of you have ever seen a Wordle before? A couple of us, okay. So that's on the front of your booklet. Yeah, there's your booklet, there it is. This shows the words used in Old Major's speech. What I want you to do now, on your own, for a minute or so, I want you to circle the words that you think are the most persuasive. You can only circle 5. Now, we looked at persuasive non-fiction texts last half term, didn't we? So think about the words that you think might be persuasive. And I want you to choose 5 words that you think are the most persuasive words. Okay? I'd like you to do that on your own, and I'd like you to do that now, please. Okay, I can see that some of us are struggling to get going. So can somebody just put their hand up and tell me a word that they've circled, if they've circled one? Abid.
Capable.
Capable. Why have you circled that word, Abid?
So the animals take responsibilities for themselves.
Okay, so you want you think it's to persuade the animals to take responsibility for themselves because they're capable of doing it. Okay, good. So we're looking for words then that might persuade the other animals to rebel. The most persuasive words. you to think, in your 5 words, which is the most persuasive word you've circled. I want you to put a little star by it, please. Now what I would like you to do is I would like you to write that word just at the top, not particularly big, on that post-it note on your desk, please. Okay, I'm going to do about 30 seconds on this.
Excuse me, miss. Are those books
Yeah.
for class?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you want them to use those at all?
We're not going to be using the lessons, but you can have a look. Feel free to have a look through
Thank
them.
you. Thank you.
And now, underneath that word, one very short reason why that word is persuasive. So Josh gave the example that comfort was a persuasive word because the word comfort meant surrounded by happiness, and the animals would want that. So you're going to write one reason down. When you've done that, what I'd like you to do is very sensibly, and as quickly and as quietly as you possibly can, just come and stick that post-it note on this board here. Okay, that is brilliant. What I'm seeing here is I can see the word slaughtered twice. 2 people have said that they think slaughtered is a very persuasive word. Put your hand if you agree with that. Put your hand if you agree that slaughtered is a persuasive word. Okay? Why do you think that's a persuasive word? Very quickly. Jake.
Because it's like a life or death situation for them. Like, say, the horse like does most of its work and works hard, and when it gets old, it gets slaughtered, like boiled.
Brilliant, yeah, because we explored the fact that you said that the horses get boiled down, don't they, for dog food. Okay, so yeah, that could be an emotive word. Sophie?
It's better than just saying that he gets killed.
Right, why is it a better word than saying...
It sounds more sickening.
It does sound more sickening. Can you remember the technical word that we use when a word does that to us?
It's emotive language. Isn't it?
Emotive language, yes, well done. Emotive language. The writer's using emotive language. Go on, Amy.
It over-exaggerates.
So it's exaggerating as well. It's emotive, it makes you really feel an emotion, and it's exaggeration as well. It's going over the top. Well done, what a brilliant answer. Those are some really good words. We've picked out justice, we've picked out slaughter, rebellion. All of those are emotive words that make the reader feel an emotion, which Sophie quite rightly identified, okay? Right, what skill do you think we're using then? When we talk about words, what skill are we using? Jake?
Is it emotive language?
You partly... that isn't a skill, is it? That's what we look for.
Oh.
So what's the skill that we are using? Not sure. What skill is it when we look at words? If we look at specific words in a text and talk about them, what skill is it in English? Josh?
Is it proofreading?
Not proofreading, that's when we check for mistakes. What skill is it when we kind of look at language and we pull it apart to try and talk about it?
Is it a word explosion?
Oh, good. What have we used word explosions for?
P paragraphs?
Right, and what do P paragraphs do?
Like explain the words and like how it affects the reader, the words.
Excellent. Well done. What a brilliant answer. We use word explosions to explore how it creates an effect on the reader. So that is our skill, okay? We're looking at language. We're looking at how it affects the reader, okay? Right, these are our objectives today. First of all, we are going to identify common text type features, so features of persuasive writing. We're also going to explain and comment on the writer's use of language. You started to do that last half term, but we need to develop it further. We need to push our way up, okay? Right, ladder of skills. Can you all open the first page of your booklet, please? Okay, you've got a ladder of skills there, and they're like success criteria. And it goes from level 5 all the way up to level 6. You can use these to help you move from a level 5 to 6 when you're commenting on language. Okay? So the things we were doing were level 5. We're going to move up that ladder. These are your success criteria for the lesson. We're going to use them to make sure we make progress. We're going to think, right, I'm on the first step, I'm moving up. Okay, so you can see how far you're going up that ladder. Okay, working our way up the ladder. We've got to identify and comment on patterns in the writer's use of language. That's a level 6 skill. Okay, so the words on your Wordle, if you flip back, some of them are larger, and it means they've been used more in Old Major's speech. So underline the 5 biggest words, please. Yeah? Sophie, what have you underlined?
Comrades.
Comrades, okay. Jake, what have you underlined? Life, good, okay. You've got a table in your booklet. If you open the booklet, you've got one on the right-hand side at the top, okay. And I want you to work in pairs to fill that in. So it says, words that have been used most frequently, so the most in Old Major speech. Those will be the big words. So comrades, life. What I want you to do is help answer these questions to say what that shows the reader. If you use the word comrades over and over again, what does it mean? What effect does it have on the reader? If you use the words life more than once, what effect does it have on the reader? Have you got something to ask, Georgia, or something to say? Yeah?
It makes the reader remember it.
Excellent. So if you repeat a word, it sticks in the reader's head, doesn't it? Right, I want you to work together, looking at your Wordle on the 5 biggest words, and I want you to use those questions in that table, working together, talking to each other. Why has Old Major, the writer, used those words over and over again? Okay? Any questions? Right. Work together then. I want to hear you talking to one another about this speech and about the words. No, you don't have to do that one, no. Do another one. What about this one? It is, yes. Oh, an army. That's a good answer, yeah. So it creates using the word comrades creates the image of an army. I like it. Well done. I'm going to give you 2 more minutes on this, folks.
Why is it you guys are able to answer quite a lot of questions?
Pardon?
Why is it you could answer quite a lot of questions on this?
Oh, well,
Do you know the book well? No?
Yeah, and what's happening
not really.
then?
No?
The lie.
Not really, no.
You just thought you could have a stab at those questions.
Yeah.
Is it okay in this class, you know, to sort of have a try? It doesn't matter if you get it wrong. Is it
Yeah.
okay to do that?
Yeah.
How does Miss help you learn particularly?
Like, if you struggle, like, on one particular thing,
Yeah,
she'll come over to you and help you,
yeah,
like, give you advice.
good.
But say more than 3 people ask the same question, like she's just done, she'll only explain to the whole class.
Great.
So,
Yeah, that's
so if
helpful.
anyone else
Yeah.
is stuck, then they know.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
On the farm have a long one. Right. Exactly. So you're thinking about the fact that he's saying man, animals, 2 different things, treated very differently. But this, they both have life, but they're forced to carry
up
out.
theirs.
Exactly. So you're thinking about how these words all link together. Does that make sense? So I put that little chain there, thinking about how they link together. Just that bit, yeah? So what do you notice about the words? Are there any similarities? Are there any differences in those words? You okay?
Don't have to do a lot.
Comrades.
Do you find this easy or hard?
It's alright, it's just challenging, so it helps you move on.
Okay. How has it helped you to move on so far? Has it helped?
Because I didn't know to link that because I didn't get it. all.
Okay.
And I just explained it to me and now I get it.
You've got it now?
Yeah.
Good, good.
We're going to have a bit of a recap from last half term because I know talking about Animal Farm, which is a fiction text, it's a story, is very different from what we thought about last half term, which was non-fiction. But we've got some persuasive writing in this text. What language features are used when writing to persuade? Oh, have we all forgotten? What language features are used when writing to persuade? Amy?
Anecdotes.
Anecdotes, yeah. What's an anecdote, Amy?
A short story to
what's gone on.
A short story that's gone on, and why do you tell that story?
Give them information.
To give them information. Why else might you tell them an anecdote? Anyone tell me? Sophie?
To link it to what you're trying to persuade them to do.
Excellent. It's a story that links to what you're trying to persuade someone to do. So we've got A, Forest, we've got anecdote. What else could A stand for? A, anyone? Abid?
Anadiplosis
Anadiplosis. Well done, Abid. Can you remember what anadiplosis is, Abid?
is when you end the sentence with a word and then you start the sentence with that one.
Brilliant. Well done. That's a really tricky language feature, and you've absolutely nailed it. Brilliant. Okay. Can we make sure we're sitting up, we're following what we are all reading together? Okay. Now, comrades, what is this nature of this life of ours? Let us face it. Our lives are miserable, laborious and short. We are born, we are given just so much food as will keep the breath in our bodies, and those of us who are capable of it are forced to work to the last atom of our strength. And you, Clover, where are those 4 foals you bore, who should have been the support and pleasure of your old age? Each was sold at a year old. You will never see one of them again. In return for your 4 confinements and all your labour in the fields, what have you ever had except your bare rations and a stall? I would like you to read the next 2 paragraphs independently, please. Okay, just look up for a second for me, folks, because we have read this already once. We've reminded ourselves of what those persuasive features are. So we know what they all are. We've reminded ourselves that they've been used in this speech. In your books, in your little booklets, you've got a table, okay? And we all find the table that I've got on the board. And it's got some features of A Forest. Now, a couple of those you might not find in this speech, but that's okay. I want you to try and find the ones that are used, and I'd like you to put an example in the box next to it. Okay, I don't want really lengthy quotes. Remember, we talked about succinct quotes are the key. So what I'd like you to do is work together to fill in that table. What about short, simple sentences or short sentences for effect?
You're getting on pretty quickly with this, Jake, aren't you? Why is it you're able to do this and do it so quickly?
Because once you get used to it, you kind of like get to know what they all mean, so you know what you're looking for if you're looking at a text from them.
Ah, right. You answered lots of questions too. How did you manage to answer so many questions?
Because like Miss Hancock just keeps going on and on about it and just gets it into his head eventually.
Oh, I see.
You just get no more and everything.
Right. Good. Do you enjoy this?
Yeah.
Why do you enjoy it?
It's just fun to read. What do you mean, like the text or like all this?
Well, English is
Yeah, it's good because like we do some good topics, and I know we have to do a lot of writing, but it's all fun. Like it's not just boring. Like we do group work and everything like that.
Oh, good. Do you do that quite often, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good. Hey, thanks for your help. How are you getting on with this?
Fine.
Yeah. How many have you got so far?
2.
Oh, right. Do you enjoy doing this sort of work?
Yeah.
Why is that?
You have to do it independently and try and solve yourself.
Right. You like working independently, on your own, do you? Yeah. Would you prefer that to doing group work and things?
I like doing it independently, but I like being a group with mates.
Yeah. But only with your mates? Yeah. Do you know what level you're working at the moment?
I think I'm on a 5.
Yeah.
Huh? I think I've got the high level 5 now.
High level 5? How could you get to level 6?
Do your best.
Doing your best? Oh. You try to do that, do you?
Yeah.
Good, well done you.
It is absolutely brilliant. Well done.
This looks pretty
Brilliant,
tough,
well done.
is it?
Right.
Is it all right? Is it easy?
Yeah.
No, was it?
You okay, Shannon? Real?
What is a rhetorical
How are we getting
question?
on, ladies? All right?
I've got no answer to it.
No answer.
What have we got?
Does it mean you can't answer it? Is it impossible to answer?
Brilliant, yeah, well done. You found anadiplosis. So words to end a sentence and it starts the next sentence. Can you remember that one? Couple more minutes on this then, folks. Do you really well?
You're really pushing on quickly, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you find this easy now?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah?
sign it and write
Done it
or
once.
label it and
Have you? Oh, so that kind of analysis is what you do a lot of the time, is it?
Yeah, we did it last term, so
Right. So you can use that. You find you can use what you know before to do it now.
Yeah.
That's helpful, isn't
Listen
it?
to the sound
Great.
1,000 times. I'm going to ask for a couple of examples, be Maria, eyes this way, of some of these language features. To get a level 6, we've got to use language terminology. Now, I know we're already starting to use that because quite quickly we're picking up things like anadiplosis, we're picking up repetition, rhetorical questions. We're doing really well, but we need to make sure we use them. Can somebody give me an example of emotive language? Jake.
Sends you to the knacker.
Send you to the knacker. So that's what he's saying is going to happen to Boxer. So he's trying to make him feel like he needs to do something. What's another example of emotive language? Has anyone got anything different? Josh.
Slaughtered with hideous cruelty.
Brilliant. I think that's the most emotive word. Can you tell me why it's a good word?
It's mainly on hideous because it's making it sound worse than it actually is.
Okay.
It's making it, like, instead of going a quick straight across your head, it'll just slowly so you feel the pain.
Okay, yeah. So it's like the word hideous makes it sound like their death is really slow and horrible. Makes them feel loads of pain. It's not something that's quick. Can somebody find me an example of, let's go for something a bit more tricky, a triadic cluster. Does anyone find a triadic cluster? Amy.
all lives are miserable, laborious and short.
Brilliant. Miserable, laborious and short. It's that 3-part phrase, yeah, that sounds nice and snappy. We'll have one more. Who has found an example? Let's go for the big one here. Anadiplosis. Maria.
It is summed up in a single word, man. Man is the only real enemy we have.
Brilliant. It's repeating that word, isn't it? Man. Man is this person. Man is the only enemy we have. Right. We know, okay, that we use word explosions. And we use word explosions to pick apart language and talk about the effect. You've already said that. You've already told me that's what we do. So what we are going to do, if we need to move from a level 5 to a level 6, we need to develop our word explosions. You've got the new template in the back of your books inside. Can you just find it for me, please? They look quite similar at the moment, okay, but it's not the basic one. It's going to get bigger because we need to be able to draw together comments. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the top bit. What there, Irfan? We're going to fill in the top bit, thank you, Jake, together, okay? So what I would like you to do is in the quote box that we usually use, we're going to use slaughtered with hideous cruelty. Doesn't matter if you go over the lines. We're all going to use the same. We're going to do this one together. So that's what we need to say then, isn't it? So the fact that it's used lots makes the reader feel an emotion. But also, it makes them agree. Makes them agree with what Old Major is saying, yeah? We agree with him. Right. Orwell uses this rhetorical feature mostly in the beginning, middle or end. Where do we think he uses it most?
Middle.
We're not shouting out. Where does he use it most? Emotive language. Abid.
In the middle.
In the middle? Is that where it is? Where's the one that I've picked out? Where's that found? Josh?
At the beginning.
At the beginning. He uses loads of emotive language at the beginning. Why does he do that? Why at the beginning? Why does he use it at the beginning, Maria?
To get the reader reading on.
To make them read on. But why would emotive language make them want to read on?
Because it uses like exaggeration with the words and emotive language.
So if we're bombarding the reader with all these words that make them feel something,
Gets them thinking.
it gets them thinking, it gets them agreeing, and all of a sudden all these images are going to come to our mind, aren't they? Yeah? So the effect, so we're going to put in here, by putting all of these things at the beginning, tell me what effect that creates. So by having all these emotive words right at the beginning, I want you to jot down the effect. So Maria said, it's like giving you all these images straight away. It's giving the listeners of Old Major's speech all those horrible images, isn't it, Faison? Pick up your pen then, please. Come on.
When you're asked questions by the teacher, You've got great answers, haven't you? And here, you know what you're talking about, don't you? And why is it that when the teacher asks a question, sometimes you just don't say anything?
I don't know.
Yeah? When she uses your name, you do, don't you? Yeah. And do you like English? What do you like especially?
Teaching you how in the lessons she gives.
Why are they good?
She makes it more like fun
Does she?
and lively.
Lively. Give me an example of how she makes it fun.
Like, she lets us work in groups. Sometimes lets us write on the board and stuff like that.
Yeah, good. And what level are you working at the moment?
Levels 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Okay. How do you know?
She tells us to write it in our books, sometimes in our planners as well.
Okay. Yeah. And what's your best thing you do? What do you do best in English?
I haven't thought about that actually.
Okay.
Probably this, like word explosions, picking out what all the words mean, getting all the aphorists.
Oh, I see. You can do those, they come straight away, do they? Oh, well done you. Do you think you've done well with this?
I think so.
Well done you. Well done, thank you.
Okay, folks, I am very conscious that we are running out of time a little bit, but I know we've not hit right at the top of that ladder of skills yet, but on the back of your books, I've put some example responses from 2 students. Okay, and what I want you to do is start having a look through those responses in pairs, and then you're going to refer back to your ladder of skills. Have they done the first thing? Can they move up? Can they move up? And I want you to have a look at where they've done. And all you want to do is like tick off if they've done it on the ladder of skills. So work together, see if you can identify where they've hit level 5 or level 6 on the ladder of skills. Yeah? So read through those responses for me. They're only short. I'm going to see if they move up. Have they picked out language features? Have they used terminology from a forest? Okay? Have they thought about patterns like we've done? Okay? Okay, Jake? Have a read through. Work together on this one for me, please. What do we think, student A? Where are they on the ladder of skills? Josh, could you point on the ladder of skills where they are, do you think? You think just there, student A, yeah? About a level 5, secure level 5, I would agree, yeah? What about student B? Where do you think they are? Can somebody point on their ladder of skills where they think? One of these?
Here.
They are, you're absolutely right. We're starting to look at level 6 right in here. Can somebody give me a reason why? One reason why they think they're starting to get a level 6. One reason why. Jake, this way. Aaron, go on, what were you going to say?
They've structured out their piece of writing, whereas the other one is just a little paragraph.
So they've structured it out. They've looked at lots of different things, haven't they, in detail, yeah? What else have they done, Josh?
They've used more than the one language feature. They've said why it's good about using the short sentences.
Yeah.
And then they've used, well, the emotive language helps it as well.
Yeah.
So it's like backing up more than one idea.
Excellent. They're drawing the comments together. That's a level 6. I want you to look down this ladder of skills now. And all I want you to do is put a star at what you think we've managed to cover today. How far up this ladder of skills do you think we've got? So I should see everyone having a look and putting a star to what you think you've covered today. How far up this ladder are we? Have we picked out different language features and used a quote? Zach? Have we explained the effect of a language feature? So, for example, when it is near the end, the writer uses short sentences to build up excitement and tension. Okay, how far up? Have we looked at patterns? Have we looked at where the words are? So I want you to put a star where you think you've got. Jake, sit up, please. Okay, I can see Amy and Amna having a little chat about where they think they are, which is good. So